Hello and welcome to the Ridiculously Good VA Show with Tracy Daviero. If you are a virtual assistant or want to be one, this is the place to learn the tips and tricks you need to become a ridiculously good VA. I've been a part of the VA industry since 1998, and I'm excited to get to know you and help you build an amazing business. Let's go. Hey there, welcome to another episode of the podcast that teaches you how to be a ridiculously good virtual assistant. I'm Tracy Daviero, and I've already helped hundreds of virtual assistants just like you build the business that they dream of. Don't miss the chance to book your complimentary cut to the chase call with me to talk about your next step. Today I want to talk about that work-life balance that we all seek as solo business owners. Today's quote is from Stephen Covey. The key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. Balance is a really common topic, and it does take a lot of work to make it happen. Let's go. Trying to balance your work and life as a virtual assistant can be challenging. It's an important topic for us VAs because of the nature of what we do and how we support our clients. We are support professionals. That's a term I use. You guys hear me use all the time, which at its root means that we help people. But we're usually the doer in our families as well, keeping everything afloat on a daily basis. We're the doer of all things for our family, for our clients, and for our VA business. But it's important when you're also running your VA business that you look after yourself too. That's where the balance comes in. It's what we all say we want, right? But if it's something that you're struggling with, then it's probably you that is the thing that you're leaving out. I know what that's like. I do it too. Trust me, we all do it. And I'm not giving you any advice that I haven't needed on occasion myself, even recently. It is challenging, but here is my simplest advice for you. Look after yourself the way you look after everyone else. That's really as simple as it gets. I could totally end this episode right here. See you later, but I won't. So let's get into it. I've broken it down into a few sort of focus areas here. Number one is the juggling act. Years ago, when women were the homemakers, the household responsibilities fell 100% on them, on us, right? Our job was to look after the stuff that the house needed and all the people in it too. I looked up a statistic about some work-life balance of entrepreneurs, and I was actually stunned to see in one survey, ZipDo, that 95% of entrepreneurs are unsure of how to achieve a healthy work-life balance. I have to say I'm not surprised by that number. When I reread it, I realized that it wasn't about people feeling like they were out of balance, but it was that they are unsure how to achieve it. So it makes sense, right? Because no one teaches us that kind of thing at any point, I think, of our lives. So it makes perfect sense that many of us just aren't sure how to do it. And I think it's very realistic to think that VAs aren't sure. One of the things that I get asked a lot is how to manage multiple clients well. In our corporate jobs, of course, we are usually responsible or we report to one main boss, even if we have several levels of management that need us or that work with us. We still usually have one person who, if they ask us to do something, that takes precedence over everybody else's requests. But in our VA business, all of our clients are equal, or at least they should be. No matter how much each of them need us, everybody should be treated equally. So managing the requests and workloads and expectations of everybody at the same time can be challenging, and it's brand new as we start our VA business. And then, of course, there's the household stuff. We seem to revert to housewife mode when we start working from home. At least a lot of us do. Part of us want to be able to work from home so that we can do that kind of stuff better. We think it's easy to toss in a load of laundry or run out to the grocery store or, run the carpool in addition to doing our business stuff. And that is often where the problems start to come in. Why we think we can run our business full time and be a full-time housewife is actually beyond me. Here's what I tell VAs. Do your household chores when you would have done them if you were working outside the home. Go to the grocery store on Thursday evenings. Do your laundry after dinner. And yes, slot in the odd carpool, but stop trying to do it all in the 8 hours that you're also calling business hours. You have to treat your business like a job and focus on it during business hours, and you're going to find better balance almost immediately.
I actually challenge you to do that because you'll see the difference. The juggling act has to be balanced in order for everything to work well. And you are the juggler. I know you can do it. Give it a try. Number 2 is build a strong foundation. The foundation of anything is what helps it sustain over the long term. If you truly want to be a VA and you truly don't want to work outside your home anymore, you have to create that foundation, or you're soon going to see yourself going back to a job. If you're focused on the home of work from home, you're going to start struggling to manage your client work, or doing the networking and marketing that it takes to build your business, or the admin to run your own business. And you're not going to be able to sustain your business. And you're going to have to go back to corporate. So here's my simple advice about that. Communicate and get help. Everybody in the home should be helping with the chores, no matter how old they are. That's true whether you're working outside the home or running your VA business, right? You don't need to do it all. Unless you don't earn an income at all, everybody should be pitching in at least a little. Make sure you're setting boundaries for things like office hours. Let your family know that they can't disturb you at this time. Focus on your work, and when you're focused, you're going to get more done. Time management becomes so much less of an issue when you're getting things done. Think about it, right? It's when things aren't getting done that we wonder where all our time is going. I didn't get this done. Oh, I didn't have time. I didn't have time. Clearly communicating the boundaries that you need in order to get your work done is essential to yourself and to your family and to your clients. And then, of course, holding those boundaries on a daily basis is what makes it succeed. And it doesn't mean that if somebody cuts themselves that you can't stop to help them, of course, that there are extenuating circumstances. But if you stop every time somebody needs something, and even if there are only 2 people in your household, that can be a number of distractions a day. You're going to run out of time in your day. And then what happens? You have to do it at night or it doesn't get done, right? Very, very important. Number 3 is leveraging technology. There are so many tools that you can use to help you manage your workload. Finding ways to make your work more efficient is one of the smartest ways to find business in your balance, in your work and in your life. One of the first things I tell our entrepreneurs, the clients that we work with, is to get support with 3 things: a house cleaner, a bookkeeper, and a virtual assistant. I tell them as their business gets busier, these are 3 things that they're eventually going to need help with anyway, so they should try to figure that out as early as possible. It also gives you a good opportunity to do some outsourcing, fairly easy outsourcing, which can be a struggle to do sometimes, to take that first step. Picking something easy like a house cleaner helps you to set some parameters, set and manage expectations, and work with someone that you're paying to do a job for you. And of course, you get your house clean too. So it's really a win-win. But it's an easy place to start. We tell our virtual assistant clients all the time that we can give them back time and save them money. And when we ourselves are doing something, our own outsourcing, people or technology, we have a better leg to stand on, I think. We are outsourcing something ourselves, and so we can speak to the advantages of doing so, the time we've gotten back, the money we're saving because this costs this and this is how it's set up. Whatever it is, we have those words to be able to use with our clients when we're telling them that they should be getting help as well. Just like getting our house cleaned, our house cleaner can do the bathrooms, the dusting, the vacuuming, carpets, and floors in 2 hours in our house. And because she starts and she doesn't stop until she's done. She literally comes in, she has a routine that she goes through. We know exactly, what that routine is, and she cleans all the things. And at the end of 2 hours, she's done and she collects her money and she leaves. If we do the same thing, if we did the same thing, we could do it in 2 hours. But when we clean our own home, we usually stop to do all kinds of other things. Maybe we're doing laundry at the same time. Maybe we're cleaning as we go. Maybe we're doing the dishes. Maybe we take some breaks or, surf the net or change the music or have a coffee, something like that. Or getting distracted by Netflix. I know for me, whenever I'm doing some cleaning, I'll usually put something on to watch while I clean. Or, doing my ironing. Does anybody iron anymore? I don't know. Or maybe the dog next door comes over to take a peek in the patio door. If all of that stuff sounds weirdly specific, that's because those are the real things that happen at my house. And I'm sure they probably happen at your house too. So by hiring a house cleaner, our 2-hour investment is so well worth it. We get someone to do something that she's really skilled at, that we don't really love doing anyway, and that takes us a whole lot longer to do ourselves. So that's the way I think about outsourcing, and it's a really good way to be able to describe it to your clients if that's something that you're having a challenge with. Technology can also be a way to outsource, though. It's not just about people, like I said earlier, people or technology. And a good example is something like a scheduling software. I use Calendly. And while it may not seem like it's difficult to book a meeting with somebody over email or over the phone or over messages or whatever, it is so much more convenient and efficient to send them a calendar link or have a calendar link available to them so that they choose something when they want to that works for them, and then you get the notification of the appointment and everybody gets reminders. It really helps save things, and it's more efficient because you don't physically have to do anything, right? I use Calendly and it also connects to my Zoom account. So as soon as somebody books an appointment with me, a special Zoom meeting gets set up and a private link is generated and sent to both of us. I used to have to send an email to get them the Zoom link. And even if I had that automated, it still is a time saver to have it all done automatically. Other apps that I find really useful as well are things like Roboform for passwords, Trello for project management, Canva for graphics, and handout templates, and lots of stuff like that. You're going to figure out what you can use to automate the things in your business that will save you time. And, if they make you look better in the process, that's even better. But you're not only going to save time, you're going to be more productive. I use templates for my social media, a lot of the social media that I do, for the podcast, for lots of things. And I can get my images put together for the things that I need in less than 5 minutes every week. I'm not spending hours creating graphics. And so these are the things that you're looking for. You're looking for advantages for yourself in order to get things done more efficiently. And like I say, your productivity is going to go up too. And of course, we're talking about balance in today's episode. And any time that you're getting back any time that can be reallocated to family, especially that house cleaning time, it's really important. We're looking to balance that. We don't need to spend hours doing graphics or, booking appointments with people. We can have that taken care of so that we can spend our time doing the client work, doing the admin, doing the networking, doing the things that we need to do. And if you are seeking balance, managing your time efficiently also makes for being a happier VA. And really, that's what balance is all about, right? And finally, of course, when the time is right, you might consider bringing in some subs or team members to help with your actual client work. Building a team the right way is easy, but it does require some pre-planning. So you want to keep that as a consideration as you balance your work and home. And when the time is right, honestly, you're going to know. Next is nurture your family relationships. We can't talk about balance without focusing on the thing that we actually want most, our family relationships. When a lot of virtual assistants I talk to start their business, it has everything to do with wanting to be home more, to help with the family or see the family or manage the family. And while that's always a good plan, I always have to remind new VAs that in order to have that, to be able to do that, it's really important to nurture the business. Never forget that the business is what will allow you to build that life. So you need to set it up and run it in a way that it's going to help you do that. So when you're going to work from home, you want to help your family also help you nurture the business. I don't mean that they need to work in it, but they do need to buy into the fact that this is the vehicle, the thing that's allowing you to be close by, available and there for them, whether it's mealtime or extracurricular activities. So be really clear on when your business hours are, when you're going to be working, and when will you stop. A long time ago, I'd sit on the couch with my laptop and putter away at admin stuff or, creating social media, whatever it is, while we watch TV, my husband and I, in the evenings. He made a comment a few times, well, probably more than a few times, that, quote, "you work all the time," unquote. And he wasn't wrong. I was doing things that I didn't think were important enough to do during my workday, but they still, of course, needed to get done. But he couldn't tell the difference. I knew what I was working on, and I was thinking, I'm not working, but I was working. He couldn't tell the difference. He just saw me with my laptop, and he said it looked like I was working all the time. And essentially, that was cutting into his time with me, which makes perfect sense, right? It's so important to talk about this stuff. So really the best thing I ever did was figuring out a way to run my business, client work and all, during regular business hours, 9 to 5-ish every day. If I had too much client work to get done in that time on a regular basis, that meant I needed to bring in subs. If I had extra admin work, I needed my own VA. And naturally, I had to set my rates accordingly so that I could afford to bring in that kind of help, right? You can see how when you're making decisions about your business that you can do it so easily when your objective is clear. My objective at that time was to make sure I only worked between 9 and 5. I made it super clear when something needed to change, and honestly, I haven't looked back since. What do your business hours look like? How's your time management? What is your family saying about your work habits? What kind of feelings are you having about your availability or how you thought things would go versus how they are going? When you're seeking balance, it's important to really identify what is happening on a day-to-day basis and look for the opportunities that are right in front of you to start to make the balance happen. It might not change overnight, but change the little things. If you have too much client work, like I say, bring in subs. If you have too many school field trips, maybe you need to choose the ones you go to. Or if you don't want to make that choice, then you have to get help with your business when you need to be there. If you're losing time in your day because you're doing groceries at 11 a.m., consider doing them when you used to do them when you had a job. Or do online shopping with delivery or curbside pickup, or put your partner or children in charge of picking up groceries. By the same token, if meals are taking up precious work time, consider meal planning. Prepping meals for the week on the weekend, inviting family members to assist with meals. There's lots of options. While I love to be in the kitchen, I don't have an hour to prepare and eat my lunch every day. And if I don't have something ready, then I'll probably not eat well. So I have things in the fridge or the pantry or the freezer that are accessible and quick. I tend to make soups and stews in large batches every few weeks, and I freeze them so a nutritious and delicious lunch takes 5 minutes to microwave and 10 or so minutes to eat away from my desk. Planning is key with meals and so much more. I just don't think it's possible, at least in my opinion, to run a full-time business and be a full-time mom and family manager during the same 8-hour day. Time has to be managed and expectations have to be managed. I say do the business stuff during the business day, do the personal stuff around it. So if you're doing your household things during the day, you're going to end up working nights and weekends, and that's when your family is going to want you to be there for them as well. You have to be able to do it in a way that makes sense. So for me, business during the business day when everybody else is at work or school, and family time after that. And it does work. I've been doing it for a long time. I would love to hear what you're doing to gain balance in your life so that you can work and still enjoy the lifestyle that you're building. Our VA business should be the thing that helps us achieve that lifestyle. Never forget that. We need it to be able to do what we're doing, right? We need to figure out the best way to make it all work in harmony. If you need help with your time management or planning to build your business that supports the lifestyle you want, that's where I come in. But first, let's circle back to today's quote. We need to schedule our priorities and actually build our business and home life around that to achieve that balance. You see how we can do that, I hope. I hope I showed you how we can do that. But it does take intention, and that structure will keep things where we need them to be, and it will make it all flow properly. I think it's pretty exciting, actually. I'm excited for you to do it and to see how easily it can work for you. If you need help setting your priorities or managing your time or balancing your life for your VA business, be sure to get in touch with me. I am here to help. It's the only reason I'm here at all, as you know, to help you become a ridiculously good VA. I've helped hundreds of VAs who are stuck get moving, and I would love to do the same thing for you. We can work together in a number of ways: private coaching, the virtual circle, which is my monthly mastermind group, my Plan to Profit group coaching program, or you can enroll in some of my self-study trainings. I have a lot of options to move you forward. All you have to do is book a complimentary cut to the chase call with me to discuss what might be the best option for you. I want to thank you so much for tuning in this week. I'll see you next time.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Ridiculously Good VA Show. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. For more great resources for your VA business, visit my website at yourvamentor.com. I'll see you back here next time.